What about possibility for trading for Baker Mayfield? What do you think about that option?
So same, it's similar, right? They all make money. They all make a lot of money. They all make too much to sit on the bench. Going back to that Jimmy G trade, the only way that works is if Goff's in the deal, I would imagine, and I don't know why San Francisco would do that. Baker, same deal. I will say, if I got to choose between the three of them, really, if you said pick one of these three guys, I'd take Baker over the others. I don't know how much that's saying exactly, because look at Jimmy G too. When has he been successful in San Francisco? When they have the most loaded defense in the league. When Deebo Samuel does literally everything, and Jimmy throws it 4 yards, and Deebo does everything else. So it's like, at some level, if you're going to trade, back to what I was saying, if you're going to trade and expend assets for a QB, it can't just be a guy who's making the 4-yard screen pass and hoping the wide receiver gets loose. It needs to be a guy who can make every throw on the field, who can make plays with his legs, who's durable, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It needs to be a total package.
No, and I totally agree, but I'll say this right now. Even though Baker Mayfield is more athletic than both Jimmy Garoppolo and Jared Goff, again, one thing that Jared Goff has better than Baker Mayfield in my mind is a tough skin, a thick skin. Because we've seen it this offseason. Baker Mayfield literally turned into, and I hate to say it, but he turned into a cry. If he comes to Detroit and he deals with the media out here in Detroit, he's going to be crying foul every time he gets bad press from the Lions, which, let's be frankly honest, that's going to happen every week, irregardless of how he plays, because there's always someone in Detroit media that has something negative to say, even if it's not founded. So for me, it's, do I think that Baker Mayfield coming to Detroit, first and foremost, could he take the scrutiny of being the Detroit Lions quarterback? No, I don't think he could. Furthermore, I don't think that, this is going to probably be controversial too, I don't think Baker Mayfield is a Dan Campbell-esque player. I don't think he has the work ethic. I don't think he has the same kind of gritty toughness about him as far as going to work every day, doing your job, and doing it without complaint every day that a guy like Jared Goff showed last year. He showed up despite taking all the lumps and never once complained about it. Baker Mayfield, as soon as they traded for Deshaun Watson, he was crying foul and saying, oh, I've been treated unfairly and I want out. No, that don't fly with me, and that's probably not going to fly with Dan Campbell either.
That's fair, but the Baker and Jared situations are way different. Baker, ever since he got to Cleveland, they started to become relevant for the first time in my life. Like, Cleveland has never once ever sniffed the playoffs. Baker gets there, they're hanging around, they're making playoffs, like they're doing things. For Cleveland, yeah, they didn't win anything, but like the Lions, when we make the playoffs, it's like, hey, we just won the Super Bowl. That's exactly what happened in Cleveland. And when you start talking like a media vilifying someone, the quarterback's always going to be the scapegoat, no matter what city it is, no matter what team. And when you're winning and you start to have expectations and you have a defense like the Browns had and the run game like the Browns had, people are going to expect you to win. And when you don't, they'll point fingers. Whereas Goff in Detroit, nobody expected us to do a thing last year. This year, Jared Goff lays eggs. We're going to see how thick his skin is after all. Because, yeah, maybe there were people last year like, Goff stinks, this, that, the other thing, whatever. Nobody was invested enough. There was never enough on the line for the Lions to really nail in and dig in on Jared Goff, where this year, we'll see. As far as the work ethic and stuff, I don't know. I feel like Baker seems like he busts his ass. He just, I don't know. He's like more in the public eye. He runs his mouth, more of a flashy type guy. So I don't know how that would work with Dan Campbell, but the situations were different.
Yeah, the situations are different. The city is different, and I get that. It's just for when I take a look at what Dan Campbell has said and done throughout the entirety of his time, for crying out loud, other than the kneecap biting quote, what else has he said? I don't want turds. I don't want floaters. He wants guys that every single day, irregardless of situation, irregardless of their personal situation, whatever might be going on, they're going to come to work, and they're going to work their butts off. I just don't get that vibe from Baker Mayfield. I'm not saying he's not a hard worker. I'm not saying he hasn't had to work to get to where he is. I just don't think he's going to fit what Dan Campbell is looking for. That's just my personal opinion. Could he prove me wrong? Absolutely. But I don't think he's going to be proving me wrong while he's sitting behind Deshaun Watson, if that should happen to be the case. Just saying.
Yeah, that's fair.
We'll see
I don't know. See, Baker seems gritty to me. I think even though he is a run his mouth type of guy, I think some of this stuff, like he has the competitive edge, which I think Dan Campbell would appreciate. And at the same time, Jared Goff, like they seem to love this guy, which is great. But what has Jared Goff done that gives the, oh, I bust my ass, oh, I want to win impression, other than show up for each game last year, which I hope so. He made $30-something million, so I hope he showed up 17 times. Like, it's the least he could do. So I don't know. I just don't know if we're going to talk about come to work every day, make no excuses type things. Has Jared Goff been to that point yet, or was he just on the worst team in the NFL last year?
Don't know. We'll have to see what happens this upcoming year.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what? Yeah.